What's up, YouTube? Listen, this is my second video. It's going to be really raw. I have no notes. I'm like 6 days away from leaving to go to Prime, and I wanted to touch on a few things, and I'm just so busy getting my life in order here for my family for the time that I'm gone that I haven't even had time to sit down and make notes about this. So I'm just gonna let it fly. This is pretty much telling you to, or giving you advice to pick the way that's right for you to get into trucking. There's different ways. There's community colleges that offer CDL schools. There's many different schools who offer the CDL training. Then there's companies that offer CDL training. Some have paid training, some don't. I mean, you've got to do your homework. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not going to be able to tell you where to go because I don't know what your situation is. My situation is different than your situation. It was different than your friend's situation. It all depends. You need to do your homework. I chose Prime because I I have a family, and they do offer aggressive training while working, while getting paid, making money. So that's what worked for me. Um, Understand this though. When you look into it, and be careful where you fill out information for trucking companies. I have a friend who's in marketing. We were just speaking this past weekend, and if you fill out, go to a specific company's website before you fill out any information, giving out your email, um, your phone number, your contact information. Because if you fill it out in a generalized form, it then gets shot out to, like, possibly hundreds of companies, and your phone is just going to get blown up. So really do your homework, check out, narrow it down, the type of education that would suit your needs, what you need from the company as to opposed to what they're going to give to you. A lot of it is I hate to use the word free training because it's not free. If it could be no cost to you out of pocket, but that would require you working with them for a year, which is what Prime does. Um, but realize this, that it's a business, and as nice as people are to you, don't be naive. To put this in the nicest way possible, and I specifically can't say of anyone that's done this to me, but I know it has. You're going to be lied to. Okay, the job of the recruiters at these companies is to get your body to that company. Then they get paid. Then the next person takes on from there. So just be careful. Um, don't believe everything you're told. Um, do your own research. You've got to think for yourself. If you can't think for yourself, um, you're going to be in trouble. You've got to be able to. You probably don't want to get into the trucking business because in the trucking business you're going to have to think for yourself. I mean, you're going to have to be self motivated. You're going to have to be a doer, someone who can motivate themselves into uh, starting a task, doing a task, completing a task, and realize that you're dealing with people out there that are gonna, for business purposes, for their purposes, is gonna act like your friend, and is not necessarily have your best interest in mind. I'm not saying everybody's bad. I'm not saying that. But don't be naive and protect yourself and take things at face value. And a good rule of thumb is always check them once, check them twice, maybe even check them a third time to see if indeed what is being told to you is what's really going to happen. Um, I'm sorry this video is kind of all over the place. Like I say, I'm getting close to I'm leaving at the end of the week. I'm nervous. I have a lot on my mind, but I kind of wanted to get this out there to you. I'm going to review it. I might post it if I do, and want to make some changes to it, add to it. Let's call this part 1 for now, with a possible sequel of a part 2. I'm sure after I view it, and there's going to be things that I left out, because there's so much to the process of choosing what the right route is for you to go. Study, research, look into it, and identify what you need. Once you start looking into it and you see what companies have to offer, there's going to be certain things that these companies offer that appeal to you. Make a list of that. Okay, then you can narrow down from that list the companies that offer that kind of stuff that you need. Then now you can narrow that from that list down the companies that have treated you right, have answered the questions you need answered. Do your own process of elimination, and with the availability of the internet, YouTube is great. Really, you can find people in a lot of the major carriers out there. Watch these videos. Watch what these guys are saying. Nobody on here is here to deceive you, and you'll know pretty quick if you watch someone for a while if they're on the up and up, and if what they're telling you is for real, or if they're just blowing smoke. But listen, y'all have a good night, and we'll call this part 1 for now. And if I can think of other things to add to this, because I'm sure there's things I left out, we'll do a part 2. But thanks a lot, everybody. Peace out.